Okay, tonight is not soup. I'm going to make a stir fry. This is very delicious fillet steak. Got that for a bargain, half price. And had some, a little bit of honey soy, a little bit of hoisin, a bit of oyster, a bit of this, a bit of that. Some spring onions cut up and some to garnish with. Just a small handful of green beans, capsicum and some bok choy. Won't be using all this. There's enough vegetables there for 2 meals. So what I'm going to do now is cut up the vegetables and cut up the meat. Alright, there's only a few beans, but I'm just going to cut them in half. That's all I'm going to do with them. I will use, there's a big bok choy, I'll save that for tomorrow night. I'll use these two small ones. I'm just going to cut that leafy bit off to there, because that's all going to get used. And then I'm going to cut it in half, cut it in a quarter. They will be going straight into the stir fry. Same with this, in half, and then in quarter. These up roughly. Just add to the look of the stir fry a little bit of green leaf going in, which is actually just part of the bok choy. Now the capsicum. I'm probably going to use half this, so I'll cut it in half, because I will use the other half tomorrow. I might have beef stir fry again tomorrow, or I might have chicken or pork. I might have pork actually, I'm not sure. Just cutting the pith out, you don't want that because it can be quite bitter. Half again. This bit I'm talking about, just get rid of the pith because it will pith you off, no doubt. Okay, nothing really special about this. Always cut your capsicum skin down because you can bounce off the top of the skin, it can be quite tough. So, not super thin, but not julienne as in thick. Because this will be going into the stir fry. Alright, let me cut the rest of this up and then we'll get to the meat. Alright, that's all the capsicum and bok choy cut up. I'm now going to cut up 1 onion. I have plenty of onions to choose from. I should pick this medium one. Okay. Top and bottom, because this doesn't have to be anything special, to be honest with you. Just take that peel off. I want the onion to be not super fine and certainly not super thick, and there are many ways to do a stir fry. I'm going to show you one way. Now, I've just cut the onion like so, and all I'm going to do is, as I say, not super small, not super thick. Let's see why in a second. Because that will break up, as you'll see, into nice little slivers. That's what you want when you put it in the pan with some olive oil and some garlic. So we'll keep them separate. Same with that one. Alright, now let's cut up to I forgot spring onions. I didn't forget to buy them, I just forgot to show you. Nothing special with these. Just take that root off. It'll be about that much, it can come off. It'll be discarded for the chickens. You'll always find that there's like a layer that you can take off that's been exposed to the garden, so that'll be nice, fresh and clean. With the spring onions, I like to sort of use the end bit. There's a bit of garnish near the end. And where am I going to stick that? I'll show you in a sec, so it'll all go in at the same time. Alright, so that is sort of the garnish. This is a little small handful of cashews. And near the end, both those little ringlets of the top of the spring onion, or shallot if you want to get fancy, will go in. With the rest, I'll just cut on a bit of an angle. This will actually be going in with the rest of the vegetables. Anyway, you can see what I'm doing. That'll be cut up. The tops will be going in there as a garnish. Near the end, not really a garnish, it finishes off the meal, but Now let me show you the meat. That's the fillet steak. I'm going to marinate in a little bit of sauces, but I'll just show you why I'm doing what I'm doing. I bought this a couple of days ago, and I always intended to make stir fry out of it. And what I've done is it's basically semi-frozen, which makes it really easy to slice very thin slices off it. Just take that little bit of fat off. Mind you, fat doesn't kill you. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, you'll see that I'm just doing, and this is so tender. Even raw, you can probably imagine how tender this is. Okay, so that's all I'm doing with that. So let me finish cutting the rest of the meat up and I'll show you what I put in the marinade. Right, that's all the meat, and this is really tender. It really is. It's just going into that bowl. Just wash my hands quickly. Now what I'm going to do is add bits and pieces. This is a little bit of honey soy, just a bit different than normal soy. I don't know, a tablespoon of that. Hoisin, which I love hoisin. Give that a good glug of hoisin. And a little bit of oyster. You don't have to use all these. I do. So there's all the mix, which I'm now going to use the famous kitchen appliance, the mixer. I just want to try and coat all of this with this ingredient. What I'm going to do in a second, probably about another 30 seconds, is I'm going to put a bit of corn flour on this, because what we're going to do with the meat is gently fry it first. We'll take it out of the pan when it's 90% done, and then we will cook the vegetables. After we take the meat out, cook the vegetables, then re-add the meat and those garnishes later. So just a little bit of corn flour. Doesn't need to be a great deal. This will mix in and give a little coating, and then I will marinate this for probably, I'll be honest, a couple of hours. That's what I want to do. Maybe just a touch more corn flour, not much more. Whoa, stop there, don't put too much in. Righto. But you can all, and you all do, I'm sure, do things slightly differently. But this is going to marinate, and that I don't need to make the meat any tender. It was so tender cutting raw. I know it's going to be incredibly good when I cook it, and corn flour can actually tenderize meat as well, but we don't need it for that reason. The reason that corn flour is on is to actually give it a little bit of a coating when I fry it. So I put a bit of cling film over there, go and have a beer. So what we've got is that. We have got the garnishes that will go on top, which is the cashews and the tops of the shallots. Masses of vegetables that'll be going in. First of all, it'll be garlic, onions. Anyway, let me marinate this, and it will seem like just moments away, but it'll be a couple of hours, and you'll see me cooking. Nice high heat on there. We're going to start off by doing the meat. Now, you'll probably think I'm putting a fair bit of oil in, and I am. So I'm basically shallow frying, as you'll see. That will do. It'll just take about 30 seconds and that will heat up. And I'm going to show you the meat. That's what it looks like now. It's been about 3 hours actually. So I'm going to lay that in the pan. Well, we've got a bit of heat, we're nearly there. You see what that corn flour does? It just gives it a little coating. That's all it does. All right. Let's put some of this. Do it in batches. I've got a fair bit here, so I'll probably do a couple of batches. And then I shall show you what the end product looks like. Let me get ahead and do this. And we'll come back. Right, it's been about a minute. I'm going to start turning these over now. You'll see that colour. Beautiful colour we're getting on that sirloin steak. You don't want to cook this for too long because it doesn't take long to cook. It will taste yum. So probably about another 30-40 seconds on this side. And this batch will be finished. And then we'll do the next. And then you'll see the end product of the meat. And then we'll move on to the veggies. That's the second batch I'm starting. That is the first batch, and I am going to taste it. It just falls apart in the mouth. That is so yum. Alright, let me finish the meat's done. I'm now going to add this veg. It's quite a lot, which is good for you. So that onion is 3/4 cooked, and now just going to cook the rest of this veg. Now when I add that to the pan, I'm going to add a bit more flavour, a little bit more of that honey and soy. The veggies just soak that up. Absolutely sensational. Oop, a little bit left, let's throw her in there. And probably about 5 minutes doing this. You can see what I'm doing. Just stir frying. Leave a little bit of an al dente in the veggies. And then we'll add the meat and the cashews and the other goodies. Be right back. A minute's in. Just stir these veg not too far away. Like I said, I don't like them going completely soggy. So not too far away from that. And there's bok choy a little bit hard still, so we'll work on those. And when we come back, I'll be adding the meat. It's pretty close to me. Just add this meat. It's absolute yum. Simply gets put on top. Remember I cooked this earlier. What I am going to do with this is I am going to add some noodles, strangely enough. Alright, we get near the end and I'll show you what it looks like. Just finishing off, I'm going to put the cashews and the tops of those onions. I'm just boiling up some, or heating up some egg noodles to go with it. Alright, let's make it all in a quick stir. Now I'm going to add all those other ingredients near the end, as you'll see. Looking magnificent. It's going to be very nice. Now to finish it off, I'll just strain those noodles. Very simple really, isn't it? Okay, we're just about to dish up. That is looking magnificent. Right, let me dish it up on a plate. Alright, I'm ready to dish it up now. It looks magnificent. Turn that off. This is going to taste sensational. And it'll be seconds. And it looks good. I know it's going to taste good. Cashews, yum. Okay, so what we have here is our dinner, and it's not soup. This is my version of beef stir fry, but it had different sauces in the marinade. I showed you a little bit of corn flour, just adds a bit of extra depth and texture to the meat, makes it nice and glossy actually, look at that. All right, let's sit down and try it, see if it's any good. Okay, this is our dinner. The wife has hers, and I have mine. I'm just going to taste it, even though I know what it's going to taste like. That is so yum. What did the boss tell us? Here goes the real test. Until it's hot enough. How good is that, mate? Good?
Tastes good.
Alright, well that's tonight's dinner. Stir-fried beef with a few different marinade sauces. Bit of soy in the end of the cooking. And some noodles to go with it. And there's leftovers. And you're not getting any. But if you had been,
Thanks for watching.